My name is Danielle and thank you for watching this video series. This is the second in a series designed to help with us to deal with our stresses and physical health needs while being in a pandemic. This video series is made possible by funding by Vancouver Foundation Small Neighbourhood Grant. In this video, we're going to spend some time working on our breathing as well as continuing to see how far we can get towards crow. So let's start off today by finding a nice comfortable seat, making sure that you are sitting up nice and tall, you're grounded into the ground, you're sitting on something that makes you feel comfortable. I'm on a small chip block. You can use a bolster or anything like that. You have some fold blocks available to you as well as maybe some pillows. Let's make sure our spine is long and our head is nicely above our shoulders are up and back. We can close our eyes. Today we're going to work on what's called square breathing. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and then hold again for a count of 4. So it looks like we're making a square with our breath. So we're going to try that together. So let's do one Ujjayi breath before we start. So remember, that's when you constrict the back of your throat so you can hear your voice coming in and out. So breathing in and out. Let's do it one more time. Out. Okay, let's move into the square breathing. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, and exhale, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, inhale, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 3, 4, hold, and then inhale. I'm going to try that just by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and you guys do the breathing. So start, inhale, 3, 4, hold, 2, 4, exhale, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time without me doing the counting. See how you do. So inhale, one more time, really breathing deeply from your belly. You can flutter your eyes open. Hopefully that helps you. It's something you want to practice a couple times a day to help you just relieve stress. Try doing that like 10 breaths at a time. Let's warm up our spines and our bodies by doing what's called Sufi circles. So we're going to go counterclockwise first and then clockwise. So leaning over to your right side, really bringing your spine down, really leaning back, get a nice big circle going. Working in your spine, your chest. If you really pull back, you can feel it. If you go back, let's do more this way. And stopping at the bottom, we're going to roll our bodies up. When we get to the top, we're going to switch the crossover legs just to change our alignment a little bit. Okay, let's go to the left. Coming over our left side. Working up in the back. One more time. Really make that exaggerated this time, coming down at the bottom, then rolling back up again. Beautiful. Let's roll the shoulders a couple times, right down and back. Bring your hands to your shoulders. We're going to do arm circles. This opens up the back of our torso, works with shoulder blades. We need that movement when we do crow, so we're making sure it's really open. I switch directions. I'll switch directions one more again. Let's make a couple really big ones. Really open it wide. Coming back and make it big the other direction as well. And open up your arms all the way. Really stretch your hands out. See if you can rotate your arms and then push your fingers down to the ground. So you should be feeling this in your upper bicep. And then let's go onto our fist and show off our beautiful bicep muscles. And release. We'll do our heads. It's important to make sure our spines are nicely aligned. So point up to our heads and our necks are aligned, looking to the ceiling. Working down to the ground. Back up again. Turning to look over your right shoulder. And then your left. And one more time on either side. Remember to breathe. Dropping your shoulder to your ear to your left shoulder, tapping your right, just to remind it to not go up. If you want to add the extra stretch, you can just gently place your hand on the top of your head, a little bit of a pull. And release. Other side. Just a teeny bit of a pull, just to help stretch those. Well, my right side is always tighter than my left. I can feel it. And release. And once again, I'm actually going to try full neck rolls this time. And you do you. If you like half rolls instead, do those. Going the other direction. And coming down to center. And rolling up slowly. Let's take another deep breath in this position. So breathing in and then letting out with a ha. So nice deep ujjayi breath. Beautiful. If you're sitting on something, remove it. And then stretch your legs out in front of you. Give yourself a tap. And then place your right leg over your left. We're going to come into a twist. If you know that this is as far as you go, you stay there. If you want to try doing the full twist, you can place your leg underneath or twist the other foot around. If both of your hips don't sit squarely on the ground, make sure you place that leg back straight. So we need to be sitting up nice and tall. We're going to slowly twist to our right and see if we can place our elbow on the other side of our knee. If that doesn't work, you can always do a wrap. And we're just going to turn our body. Looking over our right shoulder. Should be able to hear you breathing. Well, your neighbor should hear you breathing wherever you are. Bring you back. Just tap it out again. Placing your right leg over your left. Actually, we just did that side. Left leg over your right. And you can decide if you're going to do the full twist or the the half twist, sit up nice and tall, bring in that elbow on the other side of your knee, and turn in your body. This is sometimes called the sage pose. Do you feel really smart doing it? Coming back to center. And you just do a small counter twist on that side if you want. Bringing your legs back in front of you. We're going to flip and come into tabletop. You get to tabletop how you want. So coming into tabletop pose, walking your hands out in front. Let's do a few cat-cows to make sure your spines are nice and warmed up. So breathing in. I was doing backwards. Breathing in. Rounding down, bringing your head up, and exhale into cat. Cow and cat. Really pushing that spine as high as you can go. And your inhale, pushing your spine to your belly button. And again. So remember, if you have issues with your arms and your hands in this position, you can use blocks or blankets. Do what you need to pad to make it easy for you. 2 more. Beautiful. We're going to do thread the needle. But to do that, we're just going to warm up our arms a bit. So we're going to reach our right arm underneath. Look as it follow our hands with our eyes, bring it up the sky. We'll do that twice. Bring it through. Up again. And this time as we bring it down, we're going to bring our whole shoulder down with it. So all the way down. Bring your shoulder down so you can rest your head on the ground. If your head doesn't reach the ground comfortably, this is where a chip block comes in handy. You can place a chip block underneath your head. Bring your head down, arm out. If this is comfortable and you don't want to add any more stretch, just stay there. If you have the space, bring your left arm under and around and see if you can tuck your fingers into your hip there. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. Let's make them nice and deep and long. So breathing in. One more. Let's let that one out with a ha. And beautiful. Carefully unwind. And as you bring this hand down, make sure you place it very nice and strong. The fingers are spaced out nice and beautifully. Actually, I'm going to bring this up a little bit. I want to have it right underneath my shoulder. As we're going to go into a side plank. Actually, I'm going to give myself a bit more space. I'm going to come in this way a little bit. So nice and strong. And then I'm going to start off looking like I'm going into half moon, modified half moon. But actually, let's do it this way. I'm going to bring that leg down, and I can put this foot here, give myself a little bit of, so I can get that hip engaged. If that's good, you can always flat the other leg. I have them spaced, so I have a little more support. Then raise that arm for your side plank. This helps tell us how much arm strength we have before we go into crow. Let's hold it for another 1 breath. And release. Beautiful. Okay, let's try it on the other side. So bring the arm up, watching with your fingers, all the way up, and back down, up, and down. Last time up, Really stretch this time. Bring it all the way through, bringing your head down. I find my left shoulder a little bit tighter, so it's harder for me to get my head down with this one. Make sure your bum is still sticking in the air. Wrapping the hand around if you have the dexterity to do so. And holding for a nice deep 5 breaths on this side. Once again, let's have the last breath out with a ha, so breathing in nice and deep. And then out. Bring your hand back. Let's make sure we got nice and well planted. Let's just slowly unwrap ourselves. Finding a nice position there. If you don't think you're ready for side plank, remember you can always go into half moon. I'm going to walk myself right into side plank on this side. Getting both feet planted, and then reaching up. Finding the opening in my back. As I reach, try and make sure I have a nice strong line up and down. 2 more breaths, and release. Well, actually not the 2 breaths, but anyway. Beautiful. What do I want to do? Oh, that's not good. Okay, we're going to see if we can get back into our squat again. Bringing that bum down and then rising from there. Good. Let's do a few more of those squats we did last time. So remember, squatting with our hands up, we're staying on our toes. Squat down and up again. And down. Up. And one more, squat down. And then coming into a forward fold from there. Really bring that one tight if you can. Bend the knees as much as you need to really push your chest onto your thighs. Head down. Release, roll all the way up to standing. Nice and strong body into mountain pose. Hands are out to the side. You can roll your shoulders a little bit so that's strong. We're going to do another sun salutation. It's going to be a bit modified though. Okay, so breathing up, hands to the sky, prayer fold forward all the way down, and into a forward fold. You can nod your head a few times. Inhale to half lift. Looking down at the top of your mat and rather exposed to really far ahead. And then release, hands planted firmly on the ground. Stepping your right foot back. Coming into that nice low lunge. You decide on your balance if you need to drop the knee or not. Remember you can pad your knee, pushing the knee away as you come up. And then we're going to come into Kelly Mudra, swinging your fingers together. Index fingers pointing to the sky. And see if you can get a little bit of a back bend as you do this pose. And release. Coming down. And then stepping back into plank. Lowering down through chaturanga. Making sure you rotate your elbows in. And as we do this one, we're going to rub our nose along the ground. So we push our pelvic floor down and come into cobra. And release. We're going to come back up into our downward facing dog. Walking your legs backwards. Really walk the cobra, the dog out. So that's the first one. Pushing the bum to the sky. Step the right leg up in the air. Release, push it out. I'm using the door. And then swing it forward. Nice and strong. Push it away. Oop, without falling over. And Kelly moved her on this side. Hands down to the ground. Step the left foot forward. Coming into our forward fold here. I'm going to try to straighten my legs this time. Unless I really try to push my spine down. And inhale at half left. And release. Roll up to standing. Okay, left side, we're going to go into dragon pose for our lunges this time. So inhale up. Hands all the way to the ground. Step your right foot a little bit to the edge of your mat, and then step your left foot back. We're going to keep our hands planted on the ground. Our hand should be on the inside of our right foot. I'm going to see if we can turn our foot up on the right side, and then drop to our elbows, our forearms. If this is difficult for you, you can always pad, so you can put a mat, chip block underneath. So this is dragon pose. Trying to keep our knee up, getting that extra stretch pull in your body. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Walking forward, placing your hands there. And downward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Step that left foot up. And then over. Come in inside of our legs. Turn that foot open. And then drop your knees if that's available to you. That's opening up our hips, which is important for doing crow. Okay, bring your hands up, walking your foot in, we step the other foot forward, coming into forward fold one more time. Half lift, drop, and reverse swan dive up to the top. Coming into standing in mountain pose. Okay, you ready to try crow? So what we're going to do today is we're going to set up a crash pad for ourselves. So I'm putting a block in front of our face. So if you feel like we're going to hit, at least we're going to hit something. I'm going to use a block. I'm going to perch on a block to get in this pose. So placing it roughly right about there. Getting the hands down, getting that crunch, dropping the head. And we're doing a modified crow, so I'm not going to try to get my elbows on top of my knees on top of my forearms. We're just going to do touching, elbows touching. So I'm going to put my toes up here. I want to do it this way so I'm not going to fall over. It's easy. So I'm crouching already. That gives me more space to get my bum up. And check to see if I have this in the right spot. Lean forward. We want to look toward the tops of our mat so we're not looking straight down. And then lift up our feet. Really get it into that pose. I need to get my bum a little higher. Really work getting it up. And just lift one foot at a time. Looking forward, curving. Try the other foot. feel that comfortable, see if you can get both toes off. And hold. Just play with it. I'm going to try it one more time. You guys can have fun with that at home, as long as you want. We're going to come into child's pose for a little bit of a break. Pushing up. We've done my balance pose with you, so I'm going to actually do one balance pose. So placing your feet beside your hands, coming up into your forward fold, and roll up standing. Let's get a tree in. So nice and tall, body strong. We're going to start with our right first, because most people are right-footed and they'll find it easier. So you're going to make sure you're anchoring all your weight into that right foot. Your toes are nice and strong, they're separated. You just pour all your weight into your right foot. So it's easier for you to lift your left leg. Once you have that, turn and point. It's more important that the knee is going out than your placement. If your balance is off, try and use the wall. Or you can place a block underneath your foot. Find your comfortable spot. Is it below your knee? Or are you comfortable enough to bring it up? Ooh, above your knee. Making sure your core is engaged, your body's strong. And raise your hands in the sky. If you don't find this challenging, you can close your eyes in this pose and see how well you do. So if you close your eyes, your balance is suddenly a little bit harder. Coming down gracefully. Once again, setting up the foundation first. And the right foot nice and grounded. And the left foot nice and grounded. Turning your other foot out. Checking to see that your core is engaged. And raising the foot to where you need it to be. Each side will be different. Some of you might find that a tree is easier than one side than the other. Raising your arms to the sky. And coming down gracefully. Beautiful. Okay. Let's do another yogi squat all the way down. And your feet as wide as you need to. And squat it. And we're going to hold for a little bit. So if you find it difficult, you can always send a block. You can change that block to different levels. And then bring it all the way down. Beautiful. Let's do that diamond forward fold as well. So legs in front, lean forward. Placing the elbows into your knees for the extra stretch. Rolling up slowly. Our last move today, and it's going to be our Shavasana as well, is legs up the wall. So we're going to turn our bodies and find a wall and really walk your hips right into it. And then slowly really bring your legs up the wall. Placing your body down. You can pad your head if you wish to get yourself a little more comfortable. You can place a block underneath your bum to raise your legs up if that helps. There's a lot of different ways to modify this. You can also put a block on top of your feet. If you have your feet really flexed out, you can probably feel it more in your calves. This is also a good preparation stretch. before doing crow. It's basically an upside down forward fold. Let's come back to square breathing in this pose. So breathing in for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4 again. So breathing in. I'm going to count it for you. Inhale, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, exhale, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, inhale, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, exhale, 3, 4, inhale, oopsie, hold, 3, 4. This time when we do it, try to do right from your bellies, make it nice deep breaths. Inhale, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, exhale, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, go back to your normal breathing. I'm going to run the video out in this pose. Thank you for joining me. I hope you felt comfortable doing these poses, and hopefully some of you can join me for my live, my live video, live yoga class next weekend, probably on a Saturday. More information will be below in the description. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.